Welcome to That Shit Was Poetic. What up, what up, what up? It's your girl, Nikki, and welcome to That Shit Was Poetic. I just came on real quickly. Just because, I know my last video, I was sharing about World Meditation Day. Today I hopped on because I air my show every Friday. My podcast is called That Shit Was Poetic. So all my poetry lovers, all my artists, all my creative beings, if you're interested in listening to a poetry podcast, I air every Friday. So I just wanted to come on and hop on and let you guys know today's podcast. I talked a little bit about, just being hurt in past relationships and getting through it. I also talked about, I read a poem from Jill Scott's book. And that book is called The Moments, the Minutes, the Hours. And this is the book here. It's a really dope book. She wrote that book back in 2000, I believe it's 2005. And if you guys are wondering, my fan is on, so that's why this is blowing. But she wrote that book back in 2005, and it's a really dope book. What's crazy is when I read that book, I can see a lot of myself in her writing. Like, her style of writing is similar to my style of writing. And for you all who don't know, I am a writer as well. I write poetry. I also wrote a short story, but it wasn't published. I'm thinking about releasing it, but I don't know. Maybe, if I get some inspiration to finish the ending of it. But yeah. But I write poetry. I've been writing as a kid since I was a kid. I started writing probably like maybe 11 to 12, 13, somewhere around that age group. And I've been writing ever since, and it just stuck with me. It was something that was like on and off over the years, especially like if I'm going through something. I felt myself writing more. I haven't written too much these days, so a lot of the stuff that I'm reading is a lot of the old pieces that I wrote. I also have guests come on the show. I had about three guests that came onto the show so far, and I aired in February, so I wanted to air in Black History Month because I thought that was, good for the culture. Yeah, so today's podcast, I'm on episode 13. Yeah, I'm really proud of that because time went by so quickly, and I'm just really, really excited to be on episode 13. Like, I'm proud of it. I've been getting people reaching out to me who want to be a part of the podcast, and I welcome everyone. If you're an artist and you just want to put your creativity out to the world, I welcome you. Just email me at thatshitwaspoetic@gmail.com. But yeah, I love the fact that I get to be myself. I get to talk about things that I like. For a long time, I would not share my poetry with the world, and that was something that I struggled with for a very long time. Like, I didn't want to hear what the world had to say or what people had to say about my work, and so I kept it private for a long time. And then gradually I started to share, like on social media here and there, but it was nothing that was too consistent. But yeah, poetry has always been a love of mine. I used to love going to just different poetry readings, Back in the day, I did like maybe one or two, but nothing too major. And my mom used to have this group that she created in her home, and I was in charge of the poetry area of teaching the kids poetry. So yeah, I'm really, really proud of it. And I want you guys to, if you feel like you're interested in listening to some poetry, or, I'm interested in having, just creative beings on the show. And that just doesn't have to be geared towards poetry, but if you sing, if you're a dancer, if you're a painter, if you're a photographer, and you want to share your creativity, I welcome you on the show. But today's episode, like I was talking about, I got sidetracked. But today's episode is about, like I said, I talk about a little bit about a relationship and being hurt in a relationship, and sometimes how we allow ourselves to be hurt and put ourselves through certain things. So I touch a little on that. I don't go too deep into it, because I don't want to take away from the show, which is geared, towards the artistic and creative behind the show. So I don't want to go so much into, talking about different topics that are not related. But I dive into a few different topics, on the show. So you can hear a little bit of everything. I talk about movies, I talk about TV shows, I talk about books, poetry books, I talk about pictures, I talk about, pretty much everything. So if you're interested in, listening to it, hop on one. That shit was Poetic. I'm on 6 streaming services. I'm on Spotify, I'm on Breaker, I'm on what's the other one? Stitcher. I'm on a few of them, so just look me up. I host my podcast on anchor.fm, so you can download the app. You can always listen to it there, and check your girl out.